Welcome, all of you supporters of the Anchorage Symphony Orchestra. I'm Susan Wingrove-Reed, and this is Words on Music. And today we're going to talk about Bugs Bunny at the Symphony. And boy, did I have fun doing the research on this particular angle of our programming. We are super excited to present this concert on January the 11th at 2 o'clock and 7:30. So there's two opportunities to see it. So let's talk about what's going to happen. In January, when your Anchorage Symphony Orchestra gathers together for the rehearsals for Bugs Bunny, we're going to be working really hard because this music is not easy. It is really the classics, but to put it together with the animation is going to be such a joy. Bugs was created, by the way, in 1938 at Warner Brothers Cartoons in the Looney Tunes series and in Merry Melodies, animated short films, all evolved from his first appearance. Bugs evolved from white to a grayish white rabbit who is characterized by his flippant trickster personality and his famous catchphrase, what's up, Doc? In a historical note, Doc was common use for the word dude in the prime years of Bugs Bunny. He is a cool and carrot-chomping, very self-confident rabbit. And he has become a beloved American cultural icon and starred in over 160 short films produced between 1938 and 1964. And he continues today in feature films, TV shows, and the comics. He has appeared on screen more than any other character in animation history. Mel Blanc gave the character his unique voice, and Bugs went through multiple redesigns in his color, shape of his teeth, and much more. He became hugely popular during World War II, even appearing in Marine uniform in 1943, and he was made an honorary Marine Master Sergeant and became an official mascot for Air Force flyers. After World War II, up to 1964, his most famous directors included Chuck Jones and Fritz Frayling. Bugs won an Oscar in 1958 for Nighty Night Bugs, spelled with K's, Nighty Night, and his classic 1957 What's Opera, Doc?, a parody of Richard Wagner's Ring Opera, was chosen for the National Film Registry for being culturally significant, the first cartoon to ever receive this honor. Saturday morning cartoons on TV in the 1960s included The Bugs Bunny Show. In 1988, he had a major role in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit as a resident of Toontown. Because the film was produced by Disney, there was an agreement Bugs could only appear on equal time with Mickey Mouse, so the two ended up all in the same scenes. Another mainstream movie featuring Bugs was Space Jam in 1996, along with NBA superstar Michael Jordan. In 1997, Bugs got his very own postage stamp, the first cartoon to be honored, beating out Mickey Mouse. In 2020, Bugs appeared on HBO Max, a series called Looney Tunes Cartoons, and he was also featured in a number of video games. Bugs' fast speaking was inspired by the character of Oscar Shapley in the 1934 film It Happened One Night, starring Clark Gable. Shapley addresses Gable's character, Peter Warren, as Doc, and Warren mentioned an imaginary person named Bugs Dooley to frighten Shapley. Frayling and Chuck Jones claimed that Bugs' nonchalant carrot-eating style came from a scene where Clark Gable's character was eating a carrot while he was talking. We're not going to have enough time in today's little chat on Zoom to go through every cartoon that we'll be seeing and listening to together on January the 11th, but I'm going to give you some highlights. First, the epic Rabbit of Seville, which was produced in 1950. A local theater is full of spectators to see the opera. Hunter Elmer Fudd has been chasing Bugs in the distant hills, and Bugs raises the curtain to reveal him to the audience. Fudd chases Bugs across the stage where a production of Rossini's operatic masterpiece, The Barber of Seville, is in progress. Bugs assumes multiple costumes, characters of the opera to outwit Elmer Fudd, a temptress to a snake charmer, and the role of the barber. And without missing a beat, the wascally wabbit assumes the title role and humiliates Fudd at the same time. Comedic chaos is the result. And at the climax, Bugs orchestrates a mock wedding where he carries Elmer high into the rafters, opens the door to a prop house, and drops Elmer into the wedding cake, an important prop in Act 2 of the real opera. Bugs chomps on his carrot and says, next. End of that classic. Baton Bunny, 1959, features music by Franz von Suppe, Morning, Noon, and Night in Vienna. Here, Bugs is a conductor, complete bliss to me. He is about to conduct the Warner Brothers Orchestra at the Hollywood Bowl, an elaborate preparation, and someone starts coughing in the audience. So he holds up a sign, "Throw the bum out." So the audience does. Other problems plague Bugs, an obnoxious fly, awkward cuffs that keep falling off his sleeves, and his actions result in the orchestra responding directly, which annoys him. The fly takes the focus for a hilarious episode, and there's a really cool ending to this cartoon, which involves the allegedly dead fly and Bugs. The Long-Haired Hare, 1949. Long-Haired is a pun on classical music lovers here and features the splendid aria Largo al Factotum from The Barber of Seville by Rossini. In the cartoon, Bugs plays his banjo and sings, distracting opera singer Giovanni Jones, who is rehearsing at home. Shenanigans including a harp and a sousaphone. When tuba plays the rumba on a tuba song. Can't wait for that one. So Bugs declares war, and we all know hell hath no fury like a rabbit scorned. On the night of the concert, Bugs disrupts the performance with a series of hilarious pranks and then commandeers the orchestra disguised as famous Leopold Stokowski, administers a series of vocal tests, including a very long held note. What's Up, Doc, 1950. While relaxing in the sun beside a swimming pool, in a phone interview, Bugs reflects about becoming famous. A rabbit navigating the human world. He dances ballet, plays the piano, is in Broadway shows in the chorus, then blows it when he gets to play the lead. He discovers Elmer Fudd in Central Park, another struggling artist, and they start a vaudeville act. But Bugs gets tired of Elmer and he turns the tables on him and gets a Warner Brothers contract. His first film role, a chorus boy, once again. A Corny Concerto, 1943. Music, Tales of the Vienna Woods and the Blue Danube by Johann Strauss. This stars Bugs, Porky Pig, Elmer, and Daffy Duck. And it's a parody of Disney's Silly Symphony and Fantasia films. Elmer plays a musicologist, and a Tchaikovsky piano concerto is being played. Guess who gets to play that part in the concert? I can't wait. And a fantastic use of waltz music with lots of visual gags. Classic unforgettable scene includes Porky, who shoots Bugs Bunny and pries the rabbit's hands off of the supposed chest wound, and Bugs reveals to be wearing a baby blue bra. Screaming with modesty, Bugs covers the bra with his hand and slaps Porky with the other. Then, wearing a tutu and point shoes, Bugs gracefully dances away. One of my favorite images in his cartoons. The second section of this cartoon, which includes the music The Blue Danube, a young Daffy Duck joins 3 baby swans and their mom. It's charmingly hilarious. One Froggy Evening doesn't feature Bugs Bunny, but it's one of my favorite Warner Brothers cartoons. Hello, My Baby is a song that was a number 5 top hit of popular music. And this is viewed as one of the 50 greatest cartoons of all time, in fact, ranking number 5. It marks the debut of a frog with a talent for singing and dancing that he demonstrates for no one except whoever possesses the box in which he lives. the I'm Just Wild About Harry song, and some Rossini opera, too. A construction worker pries the top off a cornerstone of a building that's being demolished and finds a box. Inside is the live frog with a top hat and a cane. And the frog performs for him, and the man sees a chance to make a lot of money. Every attempt he makes to exploit the frog fails, though. When anyone except the frog owner of the box sees him, he instantly becomes quite ordinary. He uses his life savings, then, the construction worker, to rent a theater and promises free beer to attendees. They pelt him with rotten vegetables when the frog just sits there on the stage. He is now homeless and lives on a park bench. A policeman overhears the frog singing and decides that the man is insane. He is committed to a hospital along with his singing frog. Finally released, the man puts the box back where he found it. 100 years later, the building is being destroyed by workers, and a worker discovers the box. And here we go again. I happen to own one of the original cells from this animation cartoon, and it's a treasure, with the frog dancing with his top hat and his cane. Finally, I would like to talk about one other cartoon, What's Opera Doc, 1957. Wagner's 4 operas in the Ring cycle tells an epic story in 15 hours about gods, men, and power. This is a classic cartoon, the one honored by the Library of Congress for preservation, one of the greatest cartoons ever made. The story opens with the epic music. As it swells, a diminutive Viking warrior, Elmer Fudd, appears as the demigod Siegfried and jams his spear into the Bugs Bunny rabbit hole, singing "Kill the Wabbit" over and over to the tune of the Ride of the Valkyries. Then Elmer is entranced by a beautiful Valkyrie, Brunhilde, which is Bugs Bunny in drag. "Oh, Brunhilde," he swoons, "you're so lovely." "Yes, I know it," sings the rabbit. "I can't help it." But when his headdress falls off, Elmer's wrath causes a storm to brew, tearing apart the mountains where Bugs has fled. Seeing his lifeless body, Elmer regrets his wrath and tearfully carries him off to Valhalla, where the gods live. Bugs breaks the 4th wall and raises his body up to address the audience, saying, "Well, what did you expect in an opera? A happy ending?" And then he falls back dead. It's really amazingly funny, every single moment. And the music, unbelievable. This is going to be a ton of fun. This is a don't miss concert experience for people of all ages, young and old. And join us then also in January when we will be exploring musically the Enigma variations and Bond's epic work, the Montgomery variations. So January 11th, 2 o'clock, 7:30 p.m., Bugs Bunny at the Symphony. And we're delighted to announce that this event is being sponsored by Harrington and Company. Much appreciated. We will see you at Bugs at the Symphony and at much more yet to come. Thank you for your support of your Anchorage Symphony Orchestra.